Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome back, it's Charlie. It is November 11th, 2019, Veterans Day. And I am here today. It's about 10:29, 10:30 in the morning no, not downtown actually, in Pasadena City Hall. And we are about to have Veterans Day celebration starting. Thought I'd come down here. I knew there was going to be an event going on. I just left my friends, spent some time with them first, and now I'm coming over here.
Recite the pledge with me. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome our MC today, former Mayor Bill Thompson. I have a proclamation to present to Bill. Whereas the history of the United States is rich with the deeds of those Pasadena residents that have served in our armed forces with honor and distinction, and whereas today we recognize these courageous men and women who represent the best our nation and community have to offer, and with their service, these veterans have proven that America's freedoms are worth protecting. And whereas, in order to provide an opportunity for Pasadena's youth to train as tomorrow's leaders, the Pasadena-fied school district hosts a junior ROTC program at Blair High School. And whereas veterans gathered here today in Centennial Square represent multiple generations, and whereas it is therefore fitting that we honor all Americans who have served in the military, and that we encourage those who will serve our nation in the future, now therefore I, Terry Tornick, Mayor of the City of Pasadena, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim November 11th, 2019 as Veterans Day in the City of Pasadena, and reaffirm the deep appreciation of a grateful community for the patriotism, sacrifice, and service of our veterans.
Thank you very much, Jerry. It's really very appreciative to receive the proclamation. So I think all of you may be seated. It's now my pleasure to introduce our chaplain. His name is John Edward Dolan. I'm told I have to introduce him only as Jack Dolan. And let me give you a little bit of information about his background. He was born in Woodbury, New Jersey on April 9, 1926. He entered the service in 1945. He was assigned to a military intelligence unit investigating Nazi war criminals. While engaged in this assignment, he was shot at by deserters, trampled on by food rioters, cursed and nearly lynched by SS officers. All of this was unsuccessful, and he escorted many antagonists to their trials in Nuremberg. Upon returning to the United States, he met his future wife of 66 years, Gina, while dancing the fox. Chaplain Jack Dolan.
you for a moment. Most gracious God, we gather here today to honor those individuals who have worn the uniform of the armed services of the United States of America. From the moment the first shots were fired on Lexington Common, men and women from all walks of life have given their best in the service of liberty. Remember, Lord, those who have served this country with dignity, honor, and valor, and have now gone to their eternal rest, especially those who have given their lives while fighting for our flag. Bless those warriors, Lord, still living, who by fighting bravely for these United States have had their bodies, their hearts, and their minds broken by the horrors of war. Ease and comfort them in their sufferings. Quicken the hearts of our leaders to their cries, so that this nation will always be firm in its resolve to sustain the wounded warriors. May this country never forget them in their need in their futures. Grant, God, to all those who have served and who are presently in service, the admiration and thanks of the citizens of these United States. Citizens who could not possibly enjoy the rich fruits of liberty were it not for the constant vigilance and selfless sacrifice of the men and women in our armed forces. And so, as we gather to celebrate this Veterans Day, we ask, gracious God, that you lend assistance to those who are charged with the responsibility of organizing a remembrance such as this. In every city, town, and hamlet in these United States, grant them the resources and support necessary to do so, as long as this great nation remains a blessing upon this earth. Almighty God, place within the hearts of our elected leaders and appointed officials a clear understanding and a burning love for the freedoms and blessings bestowed upon us by the Constitution, and make them understand that those very same freedoms and blessings are not won by the honeyed words which flows from their lips, but are secured by the sweat and blood which fall from the brow of the men and women who have won the uniform of this great nation. God bless America, and may God especially bless our veterans. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much for the invocation, Chaplain Jack Dolan. And now we have the honor of having with us Monet Bonaris once again to sing our national anthem. Monet is a former Miss LA County and a founder of the Monet Cares organization. So it's good to have her with us once again. And please stand as she sings our national anthem. Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight
Okay, I think you may all have a seat once again. From the Pasadena City Council, I know we have John Kennedy with us. We have Gene Masuda with us. We have Tyrone Hampton. And Victor Gordo. In addition, of course, to Mayor Cornick, who we had a few minutes ago. So thank you all for being here. Any VIPs I've missed? No, I've not done that. We're going to come to you just right now. So,
Hail Judy Chu!
now one very special person we have with us is one of our congressional representatives, Ms. Judy Chu. And she is going to come up and say a few nice things about us and all that good stuff. And so please join me in welcoming Judy Chu.
It is my privilege to be here on this Veterans Day to say thank you. Thank you to everybody who put on the uniform. We owe you a huge debt of gratitude for the sacrifices you and your family made and the risks that you took on our behalf. So, to those who are members of our armed forces, you've sacrificed so much so that we can enjoy our freedoms as a nation. Can you please stand if you're a member of the armed services? And can we give our veterans a huge round of applause? On this day, I always think of my father. He served in the Army during World War II as a radio communications sergeant in Okinawa. It was a life-changing experience for him. He passed away at the age of 91, but up until his last day, one of the things he was proudest of was of his service to his country. And that's why I believe it is incumbent on us to honor those who fought for us. And that means providing for our veterans' needs. But for far too long, we've failed to meet that commitment. For many years, there was not a veterans healthcare clinic here in the San Gabriel Valley. Even though this area is home to more than 45,000 veterans, our veterans were forced to travel long distances to get much needed healthcare services, often taking up most of their day. Some veterans even had to forego care because they couldn't afford to miss work or school, or they didn't have access to transportation. When I learned about this, I knew we had to do something. And that started my 7-year campaign with the Veterans Administration that culminated this summer in the opening of our very own Veterans Healthcare Clinic in the San Gabriel Valley. It is in Arcadia on the cross-section of Santa Anita Avenue and Foothill Boulevard. It is called the San Gabriel Valley Community-Based Outpatient Clinic, and it offers a wide range of services from primary care to telehealth to mental health services and basic laboratory services. And veterans will meet with a patient-aligned care team, which includes a primary care provider, all of whom will work directly with each veteran to personalize their care and create a plan for thousands more veterans and provide an even greater array of health services, taking full advantage of the services that they earned. Well, the military says on the battlefield, we leave no one behind, and when they come home, we must leave no veteran behind. Every day is a day that we must honor the sacrifice of our men and women in uniform. Because of our veterans, we are indeed the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you again for your service. And in anticipation of a very inspirational speech from our keynote speaker, I would like to present a certificate of congressional recognition to Lieutenant Colonel Rudy G. Salcedo. And I'd also like to present it to the city of Pasadena, in particular to a man who has been involved with this event and led it for so many years, Bill Thompson.
Achievements, your unwavering commitment to the successful well-being of our United States veterans and their families is truly commendable. Your work in honoring and recognizing the sacrifices of our nation's heroes has left a lasting and positive impact on society. Congratulations and thank you for ensuring that no veteran is left behind. So, at this point, it is appropriate that we and have our anthems be played for the Army, the Marines, the Navy, the Coast Guard, and the Air Force. And we ask that veterans please stand when your anthem is played. Okay? So with that, let's turn to the anthems for our various members of
Yes, we have a flyover. If I can focus.
Let's have one more round of applause for all of our veterans and military service branches of it. one very important person to my day job interfering. He stepped forward and did a really great job. So Bill Perry, thank you very, very much. Without your work, I'm not sure we would be here today. Bill's on a schedule here, but nonetheless, we're going to keep moving along. January 1993. He served as a rifleman with the 1st Battalion, 7th Marine Regiment, and left victoriously to sergeant. He graduated from the University of Arizona in 2000. Provisional Cito began serving in May of 2019 as the instructor, 2nd Battalion, 23rd Marines here in Pasadena. As the instructor, he advises and teaches. Thank you very, very much, all of you, for being here, and all of our veterans for your service. We would not be here in such good condition if we did not have these great veterans for their service. So we'll see you again next year. In the meantime, there is food available over there at the rear of the East Avenue. Just turn around and go find it. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it for, I guess, for Veterans Day here at Memorial Park, waiting on, well, the pastor. Don't think that anything's going to happen. A whole bunch of us are here waiting to see. Now, as you can see, this is the homeless park in the sense. I used to live over here, actually. See that palm tree right there? Follow that down to the base on the other side, and that's where I lived for about 3 weeks, almost a month. So, and that is the memorial monument here in Pasadena, Memorial Park. I hope you all had a good Veterans Day.